Fant4stick is directed by Josh Trank. It stars Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell, and is the fourth live-action Fantastic Four movie. Yes, I'm counting that straight to VHS thing that happened in the 90s, as well as the two other films that you probably saw and hated just like me. This film, once again, is trying to tell the story of Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. Four people who come together on a science project and are given magical powers. One of them can stretch, another person can turn invisible, one's like a rock monster, and the other one can fly and turn into fire. The first one from the 90s was laughably bad and historically awful in every way, and the second two films are also hysterically awful. Yet they're still trying again to breathe some life into the Fantastic Four. They brought on the director of Chronicle, a film I clearly liked. I thought this was a pretty good found footage film, one of the better ones we've gotten in recent years, also starring Michael B. Jordan. And you guys have all heard the bad buzz, the biggest of which was that Josh Trank was in line to direct one of the Star Wars anthology films, and now he's mysteriously not anymore. Now, we've all had the privilege to see comic book movies really come into their own in the past 10 years or so. They've evolved, they've changed. It's been proven time and time again now that you can take various comic book characters, no matter how big or how small they are in regards to popularity, and make a fun and entertaining movie out of them. Marvel's doing a great job with that, and I honestly thought we were in a time where we would no longer see a truly atrocious comic book film, where we were beyond the Batman and Robin. We've moved past the Superman 4 Quest for Peace. We will no longer receive movies like Ghost Rider. Well, guys, I was wrong. Fant4stick is one of the worst superhero films I've ever seen. Here we go. This entire film is nothing but exposition. It is leading to a film that never happens. The villain, Victor Von Doom, is laughably, atrociously awful. The way he looks is a comedy. The way he acts is a comedy. The movie is so convinced that it has to set up a world in which we can have sequels. We have to copy off of the Avengers success. The Marvel routine in which they set up an entire world in which these characters exist, a world that we can enjoy and we can make tons of money because it's a big franchise and a big world now. Fant4stick is so intent on creating this world in which all these various puzzle pieces are put together to create a franchise in which we can continue to make more of these, that it forgets to make an entertaining movie on its own. At some point, we have now pushed beyond the idea of making a great movie, and because it's so great, people want more. Now we have to make a movie that sets up another movie that sets up another movie. We can't make good movies anymore. We just make movies that set up other movies, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Sony sat down and were like, well guys, we didn't really make the greatest movie with Amazing Spider-Man. We can do better. Let's make Amazing Spider-Man 2 and make it just as good as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. Or we could just make a movie in which every scene is setting up a Sinister Six movie or Amazing Spider-Man 3 and not give a shit about making a good movie. And that's exactly what Fant4stick is doing, and I'm going to keep calling it that because that's what they put on the poster. Kind of like Scroforum. There are certain things in a movie like this that you expect to be good, that you almost just assume will be good. For instance, the CGI. With a movie that has this much money behind it, you expect at least the CGI and the production value and the costume design to be good. There's a shot in this movie in which Reed Richards, after he becomes the stretchy guy, warps his face to look like someone else to be in disguise. When he warps back into Reed Richards, it looked like a movie that came out in 1993 that was trying to use CGI effects that weren't invented yet. I'm not exaggerating, there wasn't a single thing convincing about it. The CGI in this movie is so incredibly transparent to the point where every single shot in which CGI exists feels as if you are peering into some strange animated cartoon world that is not real. Even some of the green screen in this movie is so horrifically noticeable that there isn't a single shot in this film where you can actually feel as if you are watching a world that exists somewhere. Towards the end of this movie, they are asking you to care about Earth. People are in peril because of something terrible that's happening with Doctor Doom. You're supposed to care. It's supposed to be the moment of truth in which everyone comes together and you're like, yeah, Fantastic Four, all right. But you don't care because the movie never takes the time to set up this world. You don't give a shit about anything that's happening. As far as I'm concerned, Doctor Doom succeeding in what he's trying to do would have been a more interesting movie than the one that we actually got. Even certain script points didn't make sense. I don't want to get into spoilers, but in all honesty, there's barely anything to spoil because this entire movie is so incredibly uneventful that nothing really happens. If you've seen the trailer, you know the major beats of this movie. The Fantastic Four get their powers. Victor Von Doom's a bad guy. They have a little battle. There's nothing to spoil. Nothing happens. This movie is honestly just as bad Batman and Robin or Superman 4: A Quest for Peace. But the difference is, a film like Batman and Robin is so campy. It does not take itself seriously. You can actually watch that movie and make fun of it and laugh at how bad it is. Fan4stick is taking itself seriously. It is trying to be the Dark Knight of the Fantastic Four, and it sucks so incredibly hard that you just sit there bored out of your mind waiting for anything to happen. So the entire film is exposition. The relationships in the movie come off as forced and awkward. The comedic jokes don't even work. I barely laughed at all. I wanted to like this movie. I love almost every member of this cast. Miles Teller is very talented. Michael B. Jordan is awesome. Kate Mara and Jamie Bell are all very good actors. Tim Blake Nelson is in this movie. What the hell happened? Everything in this movie dropped the ball. Everything. I don't want to watch. I'd rather watch Batman and Robin again. I'm being completely serious. Everything about Fan4stick sucks. There isn't a single redeeming quality in this entire film. Even the performances that kind of work, because you can see these are talented people, they don't work because the things they're saying have virtually no interest. There isn't a single surprise in this entire film, and when even the CGI and costume design, and especially the look of Dr. Doom, who looks like a total complete moron, everything fails. This movie fails. Guys, Fan4stick gets an F. I am in utter shock at how bad this movie was. This is the first real, total disaster of 2015, and I'm not exaggerating. I swear to you, I'm not. Every single thing about this movie failed. I can see someone watching this movie and saying, it wasn't that bad, Chris. You're being too hard on it. If you like shit movies! Guys, obviously I don't recommend this film. Go see Ant-Man again. Go see Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Anything, really. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.